Hello fellow yogis and creators. My name is Mara. You might know me from my words, but here's my face, here's my voice. I've been challenged lovingly, asked, pushed, dared to do yoga videos. I've been writing about my work with yoga for artists for a long time now, and finally my own personal challenge is to share with you my teachings, my learnings, more importantly, as a writer, as an artist, and a yogi, visually through the medium of video. So I've been inspired by so many of you who teach dance classes, who, you know, just from your living rooms allow me to have fun and create and make and move with my own body. And so for all of the brave women out there who post yoga videos, dance videos, instructional watercolor videos, here's to you for inspiring me and motivating me. So today I wanted to share a very short practice, only about 10 minutes long, and it is working with the first of 4 creative pillars, and that is inspiration. So starting with looking at the seed, the spark, that tiny little moment where you want to do something. So it's so ephemeral, it's so fleeting, but so important, and often we can get really blocked either at the beginning of a project or midway through. So with this in mind, lay out your mat beside your easel, beside your typewriter or your computer. If you need to just get outside from your office or your desk, if you're a corporate or a professional creative, if you've got a rooftop terrace, you can do this anywhere. And the key is to develop a home practice or work practice or just your personal practice. So of course, yoga community is incredibly important. So get to your local community studio, and the energy that you're going to get from a class practice is really important. However, to foster your own sense of connection with your own practice and embodiment for yourself is of the utmost importance, and hopefully I can help you do that. So for this practice, all you need is a mat or not. You could use a blanket, a towel. If you've got a carpeted floor, just go for it. You also, if you have a yoga block, you can use that. Otherwise, all you need is willingness, and this is a practice that can be modified for really high-level yogis or people who are just beginning. So often people kind of back away or are intimidated by yoga just simply because they feel that they don't have the physical capacity for it, the patience. And I say to people, you know, to writers, were you a brilliant and amazing writer when you first started off? They might say yes and laugh, probably, but no, we, like our art, yoga is just about persistence, discipline, just showing up again and again. So if you're just starting on your journey, welcome. And if you're looking for something a little bit different in your yoga practice, then I welcome you as well. So getting started, you want to start lying down. Maybe taking a few breaths here just to kind of come into your body. Then right away, when you're ready, feet shoulder distance apart, or hip distance apart, I should say, and then drawing the navel down, and then just starting to slowly roll the spine up and down. So imagining your spine like a snake, feeling every articulation as you move up and down, or perhaps like a wave in the ocean, cresting and falling. Bring your arms into it. And you want to breathe in time with the movement of your body. Press evenly into all 4 corners of your feet. Lift your hips, bring your arms down. Interlace your fingers. Roll one shoulder and then the other behind you. And just start to float your hips up
Breathe into your lower belly. Close your eyes. If you have a block, start with the lowest placement, just below the lower back or at the top of the hips. So finding some support here, and then again, just explore various manifestations of the posture here. If you're sitting, writing all day like I am, this feels amazing, just draining the blood from the legs, just letting the pressure be released from the feet. If your lower back is safe and happy today, you can bring one leg at a time or both all the way down. So really opening through the mid-body, breathing into the belly. And in the last minute of this pose, wherever you are, with the eyes closed, imagine a bowl of water at the hips being tipped and pouring, so it's flowing upwards across the belly, the heart pooling in the throat. So we visualize this to invite the waters of the creative unconscious, which sit in the second chakra at the navel, to awaken and flow through the heart, pool at the throat, the center of creative expression. To release, bring your hips up, and then as slowly as you can, feeling every moment of release, bring the hips down, rest the knees together, close the eyes. So just receive the dessert of the pose, which is that yummy release. And then hug the knees in. You can maybe row the legs one direction and the other, bringing the knees together and just rocking forward and backwards, coming back up to seated, and then moving through into tabletop position. So we're working with the second chakra here. So we're working with opening up through the hips and the lower belly. So as I explained, our second chakra is our seat of creative unconscious. And it's a way to kind of get out of the conscious mind. If you're striving for ideas, if you're kind of really just pushing with your mind a little bit too much, get into the body and just start opening up here and just receiving a little bit of help through the other aspects of ourself. So coming through rounds of cat and cow. And letting a fluidity enter in the body. So maybe you want to circle the hips here. Maybe the head releases. Maybe your practice can be thought of as more of an interpretive dance as to where your body needs to be stretched out, what it needs to express and release. Slide the hands forward, sit into a child's pose. Inhaling, tuck your toes under, take a little hop or walk, coming into a low squat. So again, just side to side here, turn around, just warming up the hips.
from here, inhaling, lifting the hips, dropping the head. Exhaling, looking up, letting your knees crack. Last time, inhaling, lifting your hips up. So you'll be facing the front of your mat. Just coming into a standing forward fold. Let your head and shoulders soften. Let your body be like a waterfall pouring over your legs. Good. Go ahead and step the right foot back, knee to floor. Hips are heavy. Again, that pool of water, feeling that sinking down, wanting to drop into the earth. And just rocking forward and backwards, opening the hamstrings. Never working past your edge, which is a place of sensation that is just enough. Not too much, not too little. So it's kind of the Goldilocks effect, I like to call it. If it's accessible, available, and delicious only, rest over the lengthened left leg. Find a downward dog or a child's pose, only for your transition. Stepping the right foot forward, left leg down. Close your eyes, soften your shoulders. Fill your lower belly with breath. Exhale, pour over your right leg. Inhale, fill. Exhale, empty. Again, in your downward dog, feel the waters now stirred up, perhaps forming larger waves in the ocean, starting to crash against the rib cage, enter into the heart space, like tidal pools filling the collarbones and the throat. Float your right leg forward to come into pigeon posture. So here's where modification is important. For those of you who are experienced, just find the pigeon that feels the best for you today. So it could be a proud pigeon with the arms behind you if you want to open the shoulders. For those of you just beginning, it's really important for your right knee to feel good and happy and safe. You can use the block to rest on. You want that knee parallel to the hip, shoulders, hips facing forward. You can also come down, resting the forehead on the block. Soft shoulders. I want you to take 5 long, deep breaths. Notice the urge to want to shift, want to wiggle around, want to escape, want to get out of it. We do this in yoga, we do this in art all the time. Oh, I don't really like it here. Oh, I don't feel like writing. I'm just gonna make some tea. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna go on Facebook. I'm not gonna focus. So this is the place where our focus and that gentle discipline can translate between practices. So after your 5th breath, you're going to tuck the left toes under, lift the knee, push into the hands, release into downward dog or child's pose. So child's pose, you take a wide-legged child's pose. Melt your forehead into the floor. Again, just enjoying the dessert of the release. So maybe this one's apple pie. Sometimes pigeon for me is my favorite, chocolate mousse, because it's such an intense pose. The dessert is so good. Also remembering in our practice, there's no rush. So again, setting up properly, getting your brushes ready, getting your canvas primed, getting your space cleaned or messy, however you work. I mean, the preparation, the setup for the immersion into a pose, similar as our creative practice, is important, and it's not worth rushing through. And it can be part of the ritual as well. So from here, finding those last 5 breaths. And anchoring the mind to the breath. The mind is simply filled with the sound and the experience of the sensation of the breath moving in and out of the body. This is our meditation in motion. This is our yoga. Slowly release. Wherever you are, walk your feet wider than your hips, toes turned out, sink the hips low. Now coming into our low squat. Again, you can use the block to help. Hands together in prayer. Heart open, closing your eyes. Just seeing the color of the water. Just sitting in that lake, that ocean inside you. Is the water warm? How deep is it? So starting to find this place inside you. What does the shoreline look like? Sandy or pebbles? Bring your hands down, slowly lift your hips, turn your toes, walk your feet parallel as though standing on train tracks, head releases. Bending the knees, finding your seated posture, which again, a block is really helpful. Just sliding it under you. And if crossing the legs is too much, this is perfect as well. So just resting your hands on your thighs or dominant hand in the other. And just letting the shoulders soften, close your eyes. Let the sound of your breath be like waves on the shore of this place inside you. In this body of water, start to notice bubbles floating up from the depths, rising up, reaching the surface, and just a gentle boop as they burst on the surface of the water. Slowly, little bubbles floating up. One at a time, each bubble rises from the very bottom of this body of water, right at your tailbone, rising all the way up through your body, up the spine, and they just pop and burst to the air as the breath travels in and out of the mouth. And inside each bubble is something. A shape, a sound, a word, a color, a feeling, a texture, an image. And just notice what the next bubble holds as it bursts. Whatever is held inside releases and is yours. After 3 bubbles have revealed their treasure to you, take these treasures in your palms, open your eyes, you can cup them, you can bring them into your solar plexus or your heart. You can do namaste with our hands together, or we can wrap a hand around the fist, representing knowledge and power uniting. So however you like to seal your practice or make up your own hand gesture. And thank yourself for giving yourself 10 minutes for your practice. I thank you for watching and being with me. And take these little bubbles of inspiration and hopefully this feeling of wellness in your body. And it's time to create. Until next time.